All right, my name is Riley, and I'm going to be a filmmaker. So it has been a week or so since we chatted here in our little box of screen chat thing, and it has been a busy week. Monday, we all met here and worked out a plan for filming Dawn's idea for a short. It's called What Would Jebuseses Do? Basically, we broke the script down, did a read-through, discovered where we wanted to do our VFX, assigned the gathering of props for people to bring, and we also made it down to our wood shop to scrounge through the scrap bin for sacrilege.
We're gonna go check out some wood.
Yes.
Right now.
I think this is going to be for Carpenter Jesus' first appearance, when he comes in and asks if we need wood. I think like notice there's just a couple of these little guys who just have like cradling some.
The power of Christ, the power of you compels you.
The power of you compels you.
Yeah. Wednesday was the filming day, but more on that in a moment. First, though, I had some folks ask me about what kind of gear we use and what about gear rentals. Now, we have a modest but really awesome Filmmaker kit with a Blackmagic Cinema that I got used on Craigslist, as well as an assortment of jibs and rails and tripods and etc. And then there's lighting, and that's something I'll get into in a later conversation. But basically what I'm saying is that sometimes you need to rent gear. And when you rent that gear, you should probably think about getting it insured. You can use gearpolicy.ca. They're a Canadian insurer that I've just found out about recently. They're super easy to use, and they'll give you an insurance certificate for your rental house, so you don't have to jam a huge deposit on your credit card, which is usually what happens. To work it, you simply choose the rental house from the list and say how much you're insuring, how long you're getting it for, where the rental is going to be stored, so on and so forth. And before you can say Bob's your uncle, they'll tell you how much money to give them. Simple, right? I played around changing the amount of money and the rental time periods and everything, and it always seemed to give me the same cost, $98.70. So essentially, $100, you can insure your rental gear for the duration of your shoot. Now that might seem like a lot of money, but if you're renting, let's say, Ronin and a Blackmagic 4K for a weekend, manage to drop them in the ocean, or you're robbed at gunpoint by a clown in a pink unitard. Could happen. You personally would be on the hook for about $8,500. That's a lot of money, in case you didn't know. Not to mention that not every indie filmmaker has room for an $8,500 deposit to put on their visa to do the rental in the first place. So when you're working on those budgets, I can't recommend something like this highly enough. Last we talked, I told you about a scene we filmed in my truck.
So then, Jesus, is everybody a polygamist back home too?
Haha, you're hilarious.
I also mentioned that we weren't able to get the greatest audio in the vehicle. Some of the folks pointed out that the issue might have been mic placement, to which I say, yep, that's it. That was what was totally wrong with that. Essentially, we couldn't fit the mic and the Zeppelin in the front without obstructing Sean's driving even more than we already had by putting a big camera there. I probably could have fit a bare mic somewhere up there fine, but I've taken our truck down way too many narrow, winding, logging roads and bush trails to ever be able to shoot through the side windows. They are scratched to hell, which meant that the window had to be open a little bit to fit the camera, which meant that I had to keep the Zeppelin on the mic for the added wind noise, and basically meant I couldn't fit it anywhere in the front. My initial solution was to use my lav mic on each of the actors and then supplement that with what I could get from our Rode mic pointed from the back seat. But on film day, my lav mic developed a loose connection at the plug-in end, and it was filled with cracking and loud pops, and also it was held like just absolutely perfect, which was impossible. So we did the best we could with the Rode Zeppelin combo. And while it isn't bad, I thought we could do better. So, ADR. Basically, Shannon and Sean just came over one afternoon. We popped down into the recording studio and I quickly set up the microphone. The microphone I was using was an AT4050 with the Prime Acoustic voice guard, all of which I have from my many musical adventures. That said, I could have used just a regular Rode NTG1 microphone with a thick blanket hanging behind it to soften some of those reflections. There is a whole professional ADR system involving prompts and beeps and cues, and I don't know much about that, so we just hooked up the laptop to the mixer via Firewire, brought up the video, and it just click and spoke, 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 click and spoke.
Okay. I did 3 months ago. 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 I did 3 months ago.
Click and spoke, until they felt that it was a good recording. And I just recorded it all as one long take and brought it into Premiere to match it up after. Bringing the audio into Premiere, you could roughly line up the waveforms visually and then adjust them as needed with both the audio tracks playing until they sounded like they were just one track. If you're having trouble lining everything up because you're locked to moving a whole frame, you can hide your audio units by right-clicking on the timeline and unchecking Show Audio Time Units. This will allow you to adjust your audio in milliseconds as opposed to full frames. Doing that, we get this.
Are you 16 years old?
Aw, Mr. Scaredy Cat, you worried you're gonna get a ticket?
Hey, I'm as much of a badass as the next guy.
Okay.
I am!
All right, Warm Beatty, just pull in there.
Awful, right? That's because we haven't added in a room tone yet. Adding in a room tone, we get this.
Hey, I'm as much of a badass as the next guy.
Okay.
I am!
All right, Warm Beatty, just pull in there.
And we also haven't added in all those specific sounds from the track, like the window rolling down and the glove compartment opening and those sorts of things. Adding all of these elements in will help sell that shot. Right now, it's just kind of odd and looking and sounding, but not bad for a first try. As I said at the start, this past Wednesday, we filmed Don's idea for a short project called What Would Jebuseses Do?
The thing's actually about this guy who's got to make a decision about his life, and then he ends up getting interrupted with kind of poor advice from different iterations of Jesus. And hopefully people will pick out of it that sometimes it's better to make decisions on your own if you can.
This is a simple shoot, all in one room, all one scene that we could shoot fairly quickly and fairly easily. Folks got here around 5 p.m. and started making costumes and props.
And I'm done. That's it. It's pretty much all.
But we can just angle it so they don't see any of that.
No, it's not even, I can't even get it through this first piece of wood.
Oh my god. McConaughey's gotta have a V-neck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Time to make your skirt on.
They did this while I set up the main camera. We actually didn't start rolling film until about 8 p.m., but we had it in the can shortly after midnight. So thank you again to everyone who stayed a little bit later than we thought we needed to. I think you'll be excited with the outcome of all of your hard work. We'll get into that in the upcoming weeks as we edit it, but what I wanted to talk about today is our BTS footage, our behind-the-scenes footage. We basically planned and set up our BTS footage to be as important as the main filming, and I'm so glad that we did. We managed to capture some fun moments that I didn't know anything about because I was busy with the camera, really fun moments between all of our actors and crew.
What's your favorite part about today? Building the cross.
It's going.
So, yeah, it's great. There's a drill next to me and I'm using a screwdriver.
Well, I got some good pipes out of it, lugging around the camera. Honestly, it was hilarious.
So I managed to sack 3 of the 4 characters with the underboom.
Boom!
Favorite part is the fact that I get to be a bummer.
Tons of jokes tossed everywhere back and forth. Yep. It's definitely it. You see this hammer? This is the divine hammer right here. This is the one that really nails it.
And most of these things I didn't see, I didn't know anything about them until I was looking at the footage at 3 a.m. So I'm really glad we captured those. So look forward to seeing that. But in the meantime, as per tradition, enjoy our resident clapper loader, Dan, and his antics throughout.
Hey there, kids. Baby bobbity, take a 1, hey, take 3.
If that makes it easier.
Yeah. Sorry, but he's like fading out as
He's fading out as he says the line, yeah. So I don't know.
That's pretty much it for this week. We're meeting again tomorrow to talk about what projects we want to do next. We have our large project that we're working on as well. We're going to fit that in and everything that way. Stay tuned to see some more ADR. We're going to do some more of that. The script writing for art film is trucking along at a really good pace. I am super excited with where this is going. Sean is the man who's going above and beyond to make this happen. I also resurrected another idea that I had at the end of the last century, and we started some work on that one as well. We're also excited to welcome a few new members to our group who are coming out tomorrow and are very super excited to go gung-ho to join us in all our ridiculousness. It should make for a really fun group, and I'm really excited to see what we come up with. Would you like to be part of our fun group? I say this every week. Seriously, you don't have to be an actor. You don't have to have any knowledge about filmmaking or anything like that. If you just want to be creative, you just want to hang out with a great group of folks. Seriously, join us. I can't say this enough. We want your ideas, your input, your creative juices, whatever. Are you an actor who wants to try your hand at writing? Join us. We can totally work that out. Are you a writer that wants to try your hand at acting? Join us. We can totally work that out. Are you a janitor who wants to try out being a boom op? Join us. In the meantime, click down here for Dan, clapping it up. Click up here if you'd like to join us. Dan, 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 join. Dan, join. Dan, join.